Hello, everyone, and welcome back to The Other Castle.
The wildest podcast in the West.
Oh, why are we doing that?
I just think we should be a little more whimsical. I'm Andrea.
And my name is Tom.
And out here, we're telling the plot, lore, and more behind all your favorite games.
We're not even doing a Western. What is this?
I'm sorry, I just think I just had something in my throat.
Okay, anyway. Yes, we're The Other Castle. If this is your first time checking us out, you can go to our website, theothercastlepodcast.com.
That's theothercastlepodcast.com. You were half expecting a Western voice, weren't you?
I really was, honestly.
I felt it.
Over there, you can check out our Instagram, our Discord, our item shop, as well as our Patreon.
Our Patreon starts at $2 a month. We do monthly episodes both on and off season. You get early access during the season, and there's also a 7-day free trial if you're just a little nervous.
Yes, and at $5 and above, you also get to watch our video series, The Other Castle Plays Around. Well, this week, we are covering Batman Arkham Origins.
You love Batman.
Who doesn't love Batman?
Weirdos.
At the very least, likes Batman,
He's fun.
Anyway, so Batman as a character is one you should already know. He's been a part of the zeitgeist for as long as anyone listening has been alive. One of the original superheroes without superpowers. He has appeared in dozens of video games over the years to varying degrees of quality.
Oh no.
2009's Arkham Asylum was a triumphant return for the character, kickstarting a brand new video game franchise for the Caped Crusader.
Ooh.
It featured the majority of the voice cast from the animated series.
That's so clever. They've already been working on the character. That's perfect.
Yeah, and it's long considered to be the best adaptation of the character. It also introduced Batman as a fully fleshed out character years into his service as the Dark Knight, having already faced off with many of the foes he encounters in the game.
Does that mean we don't have to see Thomas and Martha drop her pearls and in the alley again?
It's Batman.
God damn it! Every time!
After the success of Asylum, Rocksteady Studio dropped Arkham City, a much larger game where Batman explores an open world, making the player feel even more like they're actually protecting Gotham.
That's great.
Our decision to start with Arkham Origins is an interesting one.
Yeah, I don't really get it.
The previous two games were big hits for Rocksteady, so they began work on their largest title to date, Arkham Knight. The only problem they were facing was the fact it would take 4 years for the sequel to come out.
That is nothing. That is zero time at all.
Today, yeah, right?
Only 4 years? What a blessing.
Well, Warner Brothers, the studio that owns DC Comics and all its characters, was worried people would lose interest in the franchise if too many years passed without an entry.
They thought 4 years was enough to forget Batman? Just like, who's this asshole with the pointy hat? Are you kidding me?
Yeah, this was just a dozen years ago that this mindset was still there. Like, that's insanity today.
It's Batman.
So they assigned their in-house gaming development company, WB Montreal, to make another Arkham game to tide people over until Knight would be ready.
Canadian Batman.
They helped make the Wii U adaptation of Arkham City, so they were familiar with the building blocks the team had already created using Unreal Engine 3. They went with a prequel game out of a desire to not mess with what Rocksteady had already established.
That's very respectful.
They were also heavily inspired by the popularity of the fairly recent comic run of Batman Year One, calling this game a Year Two story.
So there's a bit of a direct prequel to this franchise and then a sister sequel in spirit to that one.
Yeah, a little bit.
That's fun.
It takes place a few years before the events of Arkham Asylum, allowing Batman to meet some of his classic villains for the first time.
Oh, lots of intros. Cool.
Since Batman was going to be a bit younger, they decided to cast someone other than the greatest Batman to ever grace our screens, Kevin Conroy, opting for Roger Craig Smith instead. He's a very active voice actor who has played younger Batman on several occasions prior to this game in animated straight-to-download movies.
He's got that boyish Batman tone.
It's not even boyish, honestly.
Oh, it's just slightly younger?
It's just slightly younger than Kevin Conroy. Of course, it wouldn't be a Batman game without his most popular villain, the Joker.
Ooh.
Typically played by Luke Skywalker actor Mark Hamill.
Ugh.
This Joker was played by video game acting royalty, Troy Baker.
I think I'd have to drink every time you say Troy Baker, right?
At this point, seriously, he just shows up in fucking everything.
He's working.
He had just come off BioShock Infinite and The Last of Us.
Oh, I can't believe those came out in the same year for him.
I know, right?
That's insane.
And he was asked to read for a character named Jack in an unnamed video game. Troy took one look at the script and said, "This is the Joker's monologue from The Killing Joke."
Wait, that's insane.
Oh yeah, he's a huge fucking nerd.
So he just glances through the pages, and sometimes it's very generic material that
Yeah.
just tried to capture like how scared or angry you should be.
Right.
Because they don't want to release anything. Video games are notoriously very tight-lipped. But he's like, you just fucking copy-pasted a famous speech from this character.
Like,
what do you mean?
people have called Joker the Hamlet of the modern era because it's like one of those characters that like gets the big monologues.
Yeah.
And so many people put so much effort into playing the Joker like they do with Hamlet.
Entirely, and that's particularly why Mark Hamill's Joker has been so long-standing, is because he's so good at that.
Right, he's the best at it.
So Troy Baker looks at this iconic monologue from The Killing Joke, which is also one of the most notorious Batman stories just in the Batman world and zeitgeist there. And he's like, come the fuck on. Are you kidding me?
Well, Troy did his best and wrote it off figuring he'd never land the Joker. But Warner Brothers offered him the role, having loved his audition. Naturally, Troy Baker turned it down.
Did he say, I'm tired.
No.
I just did BioShock Infinite and Last of Us back to back. I would like to sleep for 3 weeks straight.
Not at all. He didn't think he was right to play the Joker.
He was advocating against himself?
He was advocating against himself because he had lost a job prior to this game because his laugh sucked.
Wait. There's a separate story there that is very funny to
right?
me.
He did not mention what the other project was that he got kicked off, but
He's not a good on-demand laugher. I mean, that is an art. It's like crying.
Yeah.
It's like sneezing. To make it look authentic, you kind of just have to do it. And if you can't do it, you're fucked.
Yeah, exactly. After sending his rejection email, he received a phone call from someone at Warner telling him to get over it and take the fucking job.
Get over it. I want to give you money.
They're really good at selecting Jokers. Nobody thought Heath Ledger was a good choice either.
Oh.
So, Troy tucked his tail between his legs and took the role.
Joke's on him.
The game released October 25th, 2013, to pretty middling reviews.
Although, we are at about the dozen-year anniversary of that game.
Oh yeah, we are actually.
As this comes out.
The prior game in the series was Arkham City, a triumph of a game with a big, vast open world, as well as the talents of Kevin Conroy and Mark Hamill, both giving it their absolute all. It's not to say that the replacements weren't well received, because they absolutely were. If anything, people thought they both sounded too much like Kevin and Mark.
Oh, it just blended through.
Yeah, making people wonder why even bother replacing them.
Like, was there an actor's strike or something? Give us the tea.
No, the answer's money, guys. It's money. They were way cheaper.
Mark Hamill is a name brand. And Troy Baker was becoming a name brand because of his run in 2013. But he's not Mark Hamill level at that point.
He wasn't the name brand then that he is today.
Yeah.
Arkham Origins also had a much smaller map with a focus on close quarters indoor zones for the majority of the gameplay. Closer to the original Arkham Asylum, which wasn't as big of a hit as City had become. The lower scores also had a lot to do with a pretty universally hated multiplayer aspect that just wasn't fun.
Multiplayer Batman sucked?
Yeah, and it's something that Rocksteady would experience themselves a few years later.
Oh, yeah, a couple times.
Yeah. There were also a slew of bugs and glitches, including the continue option being missing from the main menu screen.
What is that?
It accidentally turned the game into a roguelite because people had to start all over every time they played it.
Unintentional roguelike is crazy. Don't you mean Trails-like?
I always mean Trails-like. Of course, the problems were solved with patches, but that was after the reviews had already been submitted.
That sucks.
Sales were pretty mid at the time as well, selling about half the amount of Arkham City, which is pretty even with Arkham Asylum. However, this is one of those games where time has been very kind to it.
Oh, that's rare.
having been updated and then slated in its place as the first in the series chronologically, resulting in many gamers starting with Origins,
Like us.
making it the establishing game in the series for them.
I like that.
Since the gameplay is so similar to the other titles, lots of people consider it one of the best due to its insane story and very different depiction of Batman as a character.
That's fascinating. I'm really excited for this.
Which, honestly, this is one of my personal favorite versions of the legendary hero.
Oh, wow.
So it's time to pull on your cowl, flip your cape dramatically, and hop in the Batwing with me, Goombas. Because this is Batman Arkham Origins. It's a cold winter's night down on the docks of Gotham City. An SUV pulls up in a hurry, slamming on its brakes as a couple henchmen pop the trunk and remove a large crate that requires 2 to carry. The men are wearing black skull masks over black ski masks. Because, as every good criminal knows, no face, no case.
That's real.
Once the container is removed, the car takes off, and the men bring it inside a nearby warehouse. They start to remove their skull masks and go to turn on the lights, but they immediately pop. One of the men goes to check the breaker at the nearby fuse box. While inspecting it, he places a small flashlight in his mouth, just as a hand grabs the back of his head and smashes it into the exposed electrical circuits. The other 2 hear the commotion and go to check on their friend, who is currently deep-throating the still-lit flashlight, struggling to breathe, having just been electrocuted on top of the other trauma. As one of the men gets closer, 2 black-gloved hands break through the floorboards beneath his feet, grabbing his ankles, and pulls him into the dark depths below.
That's a zombie.
His buddy runs up to the hole and immediately starts blind firing his fully automatic gun into it. No regard for the life of his comrade whatsoever. After running out of ammo, he backs away from the hole, reloading as he does. As he keeps his eyes on the hole, he doesn't notice the dark figure standing directly behind him.
This is a horror movie.
He bumps into the hulking figure and starts firing his weapon before he even fully turns around. But the Dark Knight is ready for him, grabbing the gun and pushing it away with one hand, while simultaneously grabbing the punk by the collar with the other. He quickly smashes his reinforced cowl into the bridge of the man's nose, shattering both it and his consciousness in the process. The Batman walks over to the crate to find out what they were transporting. He kicks open the lid to find a bunch of rocks,
I love rocks.
along with a freshly triggered bomb counting down from 5 seconds.
Oh, I don't like that.
Which is more than enough time for the Caped Crusader to bust through a wooden door to the outside, using the force of the explosion to propel him away from the dangers of the blast zone. He collects himself out in the snowy shipyard, where containers are stacked high, with some dangling ominously from wires while flakes fall all around you, highlighted by the bright lights. A voice rings out. "Looks like you got my invitation." Looking up, a figure appears, heavily armored, wearing a metal mask, bearing 2 swords on his back. Comic fans will recognize this character as Deathstroke.
Ooh.
Batman quickly catches up to him and the 2 break out in battle. Deathstroke draws a sword and shows that he is clearly a master of its deadly attacks as he charges Gotham's protector. A swing is caught in the blades of the bat gauntlets, which are so sharp they shear the katana into pieces. Furious, Deathstroke throws the bat against the wall and pulls what's left of his blade around his neck, pulling it toward his throat. Batman pushes his feet against the wall and uses the momentum to flip over the Timu Narsil, grabbing Deathstroke by the shoulders on the way and throwing him across the top of a snow-covered shipping container.
Hell yeah.
Deathstroke stands up and pulls his second sword, but it suddenly snaps in half as a sniper rifle shot rings out.
Whoa.
Another blast, and the blade is down to the hilt. Deathstroke glances over his shoulder at the far-distant Gotham Bay Bridge, where another member of the Rogues Gallery is watching the whole show. Deadshot, the man who never misses. He wants to be the one to kill the Bat, so he slowed Deathstroke down. Batman takes this distraction to attack Deathstroke, and the 2 of them duke it out some more on the top of the shipping container. Deadshot can't get a clear hit, so he opts for a different tactic. He aims for a dangling container and fires. The bullet erupts from the end of the sniper rifle and we follow it Fallout New Vegas style across the harbor all the way to the shipping yard half a mile away.
Oh, shit.
The bullet slices through the chain, sending the box of death straight down on top of Batman, who barely has half a second to react before the screen goes black. A short time later, a mysterious new voice asks if anyone has found the body yet, and Deathstroke reports back that nobody has found him yet, and to keep the other assassins out of his way. The new man is the Black Mask, a person who wears a white three-piece suit and a full-head, all-black skull mask.
Ooh.
He tells Deathstroke that he's not the only assassin in town, and the night is still young. Then he walks away, toward the outside, where one of the three henchmen is crawling away from the chaos, barely alive. He reaches up to Black Mask and asks for help. In response, Black Mask finds a burning piece of wood and beats him to death with it. Having escaped with his life, Batman inspects where the sniper was nested, wanting to find out more if possible. But all he finds is the bullet casing, which he drops into the sea below. Deciding to call it for now, he retires to the Batcave. The opening credits roll as he's greeted by the namesake residents of his underground lair. They flap around him as news reports declare a weather emergency, warning people to stay indoors tonight. A blizzard is coming. In other news, Julian Gregory Day, one of Gotham's most notorious killers, was captured. Captain Gordon, during a press conference, wanted to reiterate that it was good old-fashioned police work that brought him in.
I swear to God my team is doing their job.
Rumors of this supposed Batman character are completely false. Switching from news to police scanners, reports start pouring in that there was a mass breakout at Blackgate Prison.
This happens all the Gotham, for all the money that's in this city, no security.
None whatsoever.
No infrastructure. What the fuck is this?
It is the most corrupt fucking place on planet Earth. It was spearheaded by Black Mask from the outside earlier this evening. Not only that, he's also holding Police Commissioner Loeb hostage.
Oh, shit.
Hearing this, Batman realizes it's back to grind time. So he suits up, ready to rescue the commissioner. Not wanting to drive all the way back into town, he fires up the Batwing so he can fly there instead.
That's cool.
Alfred Pennyworth enters the cave with a tray of food and drinks, but sets them down when he sees that Batman's running off again. Alfred asks if he remembers tonight's Christmas Eve, but Batman ignores the unimportant reminder and blasts off into the night. Flying over the prison, he locates the spot where Black Mask broke into it. He sets the Batwing to autopilot and jumps out, death diving straight to the ground like a spear. With a flap of his cape, he slows his speed just enough for a superhero landing right outside Blackgate Prison. Home to a few people he has personally placed here. Now on the ground, you finally take control and become Batman himself. You find the blown open west gate into the prison and follow the path of destruction, which includes the dead bodies of a few guards. Turning a corner, you find the prison warden being beaten with a baseball bat by a prisoner.
Whew.
The convict asks the warden if he wants to lose his other eye and raises his bat high over his head to strike a killing blow. You sneak up on him and stand, revealing your shadow against the wall.
Oh, I love when Batman just hits you with the silhouette.
Oh, it's so good. The man sees this and turns, swinging the bat as he does. Your first obstacle being a different kind of bat, you splinter it like a kid in karate class and curb stomp the punk ass into dreamland.
Different kind of bat.
The warden, whose left eye has clearly been recently removed,
Blah.
backs away saying you're supposed to be a myth. Something to scare criminals into being good. Like a dark Santa Claus.
No, he's hallucinating because he just lost one eye.
Yeah, right?
So he's seeing with his third one now.
You ask him where they're keeping Commissioner Loeb, and he doesn't know, but suggests beating it out of a couple Black Mask goons down the hall.
Yeah, Batman, go beat those guys off. They'll give you what you want.
You practice the game's exceptional hand-to-hand combat on the guys down the hall. If you've played the Spider-Man games, this is the series that perfected pretty much the exact same combat, but they did it first.
Well, thank you for that.
Just in place of webs, you get gadgets. After making the masked man believe he'll never see tomorrow, He tells you that they're taking the commissioner to the execution chambers.
Whoa.
He's not really sure why, though. You battle a bunch of escaped cons while you head toward the execution chambers, at one point catching sight of Killer Croc, whooping the shit out of a bunch of guards. Black Mask is with him, and he's monologuing, saying that if crime doesn't pay, then how come the police commissioner's pockets are lined with his money?
Ooh.
Even after buying off Loeb, his men are still locked up in this prison. So what was the point in bribing the police? It leaves him no reason to play nicely. So tonight, they're making some changes. You're not close enough to engage when you witness this, so you follow them until they reach the execution room. Someone is already in the gas chamber when they arrive. Calendar Man was moments away from serving out his death row sentence.
Calendar Man's in this?
Black Mask is tempted to flip the switch just for fun, but seeing as it's Christmas Eve, and he is Calendar Man, he figures he'll let him off this time.
Because it's a special date?
Yep.
This guy's a jokester.
As Commissioner Loeb begins to realize his fate, he starts begging for his life, asking why this is happening. He always comes through for Black Mask, hasn't he? Black Mask tells him that for the most part, he's been a good puppet. But this new regime is going to start with a clean slate. And Loeb isn't on it.
Ooh.
One of Black Mask's men throws the commissioner into the chamber and slams the door. Loeb jumps up and starts pounding on the glass window as the tiny room he's in begins to fill with green gas.
Oh.
You watch through a two-way mirror as the commissioner takes his final breath, and Black Mask leads his team out of the room. With the room clear, you approach the gas chamber saying, "Damn, all I could do is stand here and watch it happen."
He really hit him with a damn, that's crazy.
Black Mask is gonna pay for this. While following them down a tunnel, you encounter a drone that was destroyed. In the distance, you can hear Black Mask yelling at Killer Croc. He told Croc to remove the memory chip from the drone. Instead, he destroyed it.
No.
Hearing this, you decide to remove the memory chip from the drone. It's only slightly damaged. You have the tools to hack into it back at the Batcave, so you save it for later.
Nice.
You finally catch up to them on the roof, just as they're taking off in helicopters. Killer Croc stays behind, and when you approach, he says he thought he smelled you coming. Then rips a giant propane tank out of the ground and throws it at you, launching you into your first boss battle.
Hell yeah, that's awesome.
Bosses just have a shitload of health, and you have to use your weapons, fists, and feet to beat the shit out of them.
A bit of a bullet sponge situation.
A little bit sometimes. Occasionally, it'll force you into like some QTE moments where you have to spam a button press to escape from having your like head eaten and shit like that.
Okay, they throw a minor cinematic in there.
Yeah, every once in a while.
Okay, cool.
You finally slam Killer Croc against the metal fencing surrounding the rooftop, and it topples over, creating a platform dangling over the edge, down to the swirling and dangerous seas below. The blizzard coming down hard, you mount Killer Croc threateningly, demanding he tell you where his boss just went. Croc laughs, because the only boss he has is himself.
He's in an MLM.
You punch him in the face a few times until his teeth start poking through his lips.
Ah!
But he just laughs, saying the Black Mask's assassins are going to take care of you, no problem. Whoever gets the killing blow is going to be rich and famous. You beat him down some more, with the platform tipping further after each hit.
Does he think you can monetize killing Batman? Like you can sell merch or something?
You might be able to.
Oh my god, people would buy that merch. Never mind.
As Croc begins to slide due to the angle, you stand over him and say, "Whoever it is, at least they won't be ugly."
What a specific read right now.
Just as the platform gives out, you drag Killer Croc back over onto the roof while the fence falls to the water below. A spotlight hits you as GCPD surrounds you, guns drawn, telling you to stay where you are. You back up toward the cliff edge, say, "Not tonight," and dive off it.
That's cool.
You pull a full-blown Marty McFly as you dip out of sight and then rise up again, standing on the nose of the Batwing, which had flown up to catch you.
Oh, that's so cool.
Detective James Gordon and his men watch you enter the cockpit and blast off into the snowy night. One of the cops turns to his captain and says, "No such thing as the Batman, huh?" Landing in the Batcave, Alfred approaches, asking you if you would like him to warm up your Christmas dinner. You tell him no. Unfortunately, you ran into a human-shaped crocodile who said Black Mask hired a bunch of assassins to kill me. It's gonna be a long night.
But you could leave out the cookies and milk if you don't mind.
You plug the memory chip you found into the computer and immediately begin pulling video data. In it, you see Black Mask instructing his men to hand out contracts to a bunch of metahumans with orders to kill Batman. You see a list behind Black Mask of all the people who will be receiving a contract. Killer Croc, Firefly, a burn victim whose obsession will be their downfall, a phrase that makes Alfred go, I wonder who else I know like that.
Okay, cunty.
Copperhead, a new enemy you've never encountered. You've always heard that this person was male, but the video you watch shows a woman snapping the neck of her interrogator. Deathstroke, a failed military experiment turned mercenary. Shiva, an unmatched martial artist, able to take out a platoon of men without breaking a sweat. Electrocutioner, a guy with fists of electricity. Deadshot, a sharpshooter with impeccable aim, able to ricochet bullets off walls to hit his targets.
He can curve the bullet?
And finally, Bane, the strongest and most terrifying of the assassins. He's already so wealthy, he doesn't need Black Mask's money, which means he's doing this for personal reasons.
And finally, John Wick.
Alfred wonders how you're going to handle this, and you tell him you're going to figure out who was operating the drone. It caught a lot of Black Mask's plans, like how he tortured Blackgate's warden by putting out cigarettes on his face to gain access.
Whoa!
Alfred reminds you that nobody knows your true identity. If you were to take the night off, you could avoid your death by just staying in and drinking cocoa.
And Alfred's like, I've been working on this fucking cocoa recipe for 19 years and you've never noticed.
Haven't even tried it yet. You tell him that these people will put innocent lives at risk just to get your attention. You're not going to let that happen. Alfred is like, by what? Becoming a target yourself? That's stupid. You ignore him and start to look into the drone. The only person in town besides yourself with that kind of access is the Penguin. He would also have plenty of reason to keep an eye on the competition that is Black Mask. You find a GPS inside the drone that showed where it was going to return to and decide to head there in its place. Alfred lets you know that the Batwing is refueled and ready when you are, sir, so you hop in and take off back toward Gotham City. On your way, Alfred says that the radio towers you've hacked into that you use to navigate are all transmitting jammed signals.
On Christmas?
Which means either the storm is causing problems, or someone knows you're using those towers. He suggests getting that cleared up first, as you'll need it to navigate in these whiteout conditions. You jump out of the Batwing and glide to one of the towers stationed on top of a tall building. You crash through a very expensive skylight into the building housing the tower, eliminating any chance of a stealth attack as you do.
Oh no.
Fortunately, nobody hears your entrance, as the henchmen here are too busy yelling at their hostages. The poor guys who were sent here to fix the tower when the city got a report its signal was jammed.
Oh no.
You stand up, casting your infamous shadow over the group of gangsters. They panic, grabbing the hostages and putting them between you and their guns. Dropping a smoke pellet, you vanish from their sight and grapple up into the rafters. From here, you activate your detective mode, allowing you to see through walls and shit. It's pretty standard in games nowadays and is one of my least favorite mechanics in a video game.
You don't like that?
Especially when a human like Joel Miller can use it.
Can I tell you something? I don't think I brought this up in the episode. Enzo in Mafia the Old Country can do it.
Can he really?
Yeah. He'll just be sitting behind a box chugging wine, being like, I'm a Sicilian gangster. Then whoosh, he sees the outline of a man through a wall.
It makes sense for someone like Spider-Man.
Yeah, that's a spider sense.
But some characters should not have that ability.
Enzo shouldn't have that ability. Joel shouldn't have that ability.
And as for Batman, I think it's okay for him to have it.
I can understand his technology having some sonar bullshit.
Yeah, because he definitely says he has to turn on detective mode, so it means it is built into him.
I think it's a low-level sonar or something, just to play into the pageantry of being a bat, which is something he would love.
Yeah, exactly. He's also the world's greatest detective, so he just is like really hyper aware. From above, you descend down on a rope and snatch up the villain in your cape, lifting them high in the air, tying their legs up and leaving them hanging upside down for the police to handle later.
Okay, so Batman famously doesn't kill.
No.
He 100% kills so many people in this game.
No, he does not kill. Ever.
The rush of blood to the head. This guy's 100% dead. And if it rhymes, that means it's real. And that is how I actually feel.
You hang upside down all the time in aerial yoga.
Recreationally, I consented to that. This is non-consensual swinging.
Well, you sneak your way around the facility, rescuing hostages and knocking out bad guys. You also find a repairman who had been killed, unfortunately.
Ugh.
After doing some detective work, you determine that he died from an explosion.
Oh, no.
He was the first repair person to arrive, and he was never even taken hostage. The door to the room where he could fix it was booby-trapped to explode. You scan the area around the explosion for fingerprints and find a set from a man who was discovered dead in the river only an hour ago.
Whoa.
Which means whoever shut this tower down tied up their loose ends after they did so. You manage to hack into the system to bring it back online, but you're interrupted by a video call. It's not one you've elected to take. Someone else is hacking into your already hacked system.
Oh, that's so scary.
A green video opens up, with a man sitting in the shadows. He begins speaking in riddles, and you ask who he is.
The Mad Hatter.
He refuses to give an answer, and you say, "Fine, I'll call you Enigma then. What do you want?" He says it's his job to take the Batwing offline by taking down these towers. You're like, cool. I got this one back up, so fuck off, and you hang up on him.
I like how sassy Batman was with this man already.
This year 2 Batman is way more aggressive, just both in terms of how he deals with people and also how he beats the shit out of people.
He doesn't have the patience of an older Batman, certainly.
No, he's got a lot more anger of a younger Batman.
The angsty Batman.
You track his signal to another tower nearby and decide to go pay this Enigma person a visit. Alfred reminds you that tonight being Christmas Eve, if a child hears you pattering on their rooftop, they're gonna assume it's Santa Claus, not Batman.
Wait, you know why Alfred has to remind him of this, right? This is year 2. We had some failures in year 1.
There's a reason it's a reminder.
Yeah, he's like, okay, man, you fucked up that whole family's bloodline last year. You gotta chill. These kids will gather, and they are small and fragile.
Well, your only response is, I don't patter.
Batman's like, let me be very pedantic about this, motherfucker. I know I'm not Santa.
Well, unfortunately, the signal is just another tower. In fact, Enigma, if you haven't figured it out yet, is the Riddler.
I thought it was... Ah, damn it.
Except he won't get called that in this game, as he hasn't taken on that title yet.
Isn't his actual character name Edward Nigma?
Not always, no.
Oh,
he has
okay.
a bunch of different names.
Oh, he's one of those where there's a lineage.
There is, yeah.
There's variations, got it. But there is a variation where he is Ed Nigma, right? Like,
there
I'm
are
not
times
crazy.
where he is Edward Nigma, yes.
Feels like a nod.
He has what he calls data packs scattered all throughout Gotham that you'll need to find if you want to platinum this game. Often with a puzzle associated to it.
He loves those.
200 of them, to be precise.
That's too many.
It results in absolutely nothing and is a huge disappointment to anyone not seeking a platinum trophy.
I'm not gonna lie, that's funny as fuck.
It's kind of a troll, honestly, yeah.
They said, we know we're not Rocksteady. We're gonna make this more difficult for no reason.
No reason at all.
Just because we hate hundo people. That's hilarious. How many do you think you got done?
None.
Oh, just none?
No, the ones that were like very blatantly obvious on my way were really, I didn't go out of my way for a single damn one.
The ones that you one stumbled into and two were immediately easy to solve.
Yep.
So let's call it
12.
10. Okay. So valid. That's really funny. You got 6% of them done.
Fortunately, some of Penguin's men are nearby, so you decide to stop by and see if you can get them to tell you where he's hiding out these days.
His little penguinitos.
They're in the middle of a Christmas Eve arms deal when you drop in to spoil the fun.
They're like, I got these on Black Friday.
After kicking the shit out of them, you grab their leader by the throat and demand he tell you where Penguin is. But the combination of fighting and strangling makes him pass out before telling you anything.
He's just a baby bird.
So you let him wake up dangling by 1 foot from the roof of a building.
Batman loves putting people upside down.
He really does. You tell him he has one chance to tell you where Penguin is, and all the man can think to say is, let me go. You respond, if you insist, and let go.
I don't kill anyone. I make sure everyone walks away. I'm Batman.
He plummets to the ground 60 feet below,
Oh,
but is stopped by the rope you tied around his other leg.
oh my God.
He swings into the building, smashing his nose against the wall. You pull him back up and dangle him once more, cutting the rope in front of his eyes.
No, this guy's definitely about to die because he has a concussion and he's upside down.
Now terrified, the man says he'll tell you whatever you want to know. You pull his cell phone from his pocket and check his texts, where he has a thread opened with the Penguin. You tell him you already have everything you need, and drop him. He falls, landing on a giant Christmas tree below, yelling back that you're crazy.
Oh, and I like that they include him yelling to prove he's not dead yet.
Yeah.
He's about to be, though. I also really appreciate that in his phone, he's a professional criminal, and he has the Penguin in his phone.
As Penguin.
As Penguin. You could have written Domino's. What did cheaters always do? Save the side chick as Pizza Hut?
Yeah, something like that.
That text should have said Jimmy John's. And just be a string of emojis that are related to secret codes. This guy's bad at crime.
You managed to use the cell signal from the man's phone to track down the Penguin. Turns out, Penguin is hosting an illegal fight club night in the shipping yard.
Merry Christmas.
Lots of rich men betting on rigged fights.
Because they hate their families.
He happens to have inside information that Batman will be busy tonight, so he figures it's safe to host his event.
My theory here is that he thinks Batman is a family man and can't get out for Christmas. So he's like, I can do everything I want. The same way that Mother's Day is the lowest rated crime day in the States. He's like, you're busy.
He was literally spying on Black Mask with the drone and found out about the assassination plan.
That too. I remember that happening. There's two things at play here.
You infiltrate the ship where the fights are to take place, only to find yourself as one of the contestants. Penguin hides out in his office while the electrocutioner challenges you to a fight in the arena, while a bunch of people watch and cheer from the floors above you.
Penguin is embarrassed. He just was talking so much shit like, Batman's not showing up. I know 100% he's not going to show up. And he turns around and Batman walks through the door, slow motion like he's in She's All That. And Penguin's like, I have to go do office work. Goodbye.
I have to go hide now.
Yeah, he's just embarrassed.
He says he's going to kill you, jumpstart your heart to bring you back to life, just so he can kill you again.
That's a cool line.
He sends shocks into the metal floor beneath your feet, but your suit is fully grounded and the electricity dissipates harmlessly. You sprint straight for him and jump, kicking his face so hard he falls to the ground out cold after one hit.
I daydream about that.
You land and yell up to the onlookers that you're looking for the Penguin, which causes the crowd of gang members to drop down into the battle arena with you. You leave one barely conscious enough to tell you how to reach the Penguin, saying you have to head to the makeshift casino he has on this boat. But you'll have to get past his head bitch in charge first.
Ooh.
Tracy.
I'm sorry, it's just some bitch named Tracy?
Just some bitch named Tracy.
Hell yeah,
and
Tracy.
That's literally all she is.
It's not secretly, it's Tracy Harley Quinn, some
nope,
bullshit.
Nothing like that.
Just
nope.
some lady.
Just some lady named Tracy.
Let's go, Tracy.
You crush the man's throat, making sure he never speaks again, saying that Tracy won't be a problem.
Very menacing.
As you make your way through the ship to find this casino, Tracy hacks into your radio signal to taunt you, saying that the electrocutioner is awake and pissed off. He's going to be hunting you down.
That's cool.
You curse at yourself, saying you should have tied him up for the cops, but were distracted by the flood of people attacking you. When you find Tracy, she really isn't a problem, and you throw her into a locked room while you locate where the Penguin is hiding.
She's like, I'm not going to try and fight you, dude.
No, she is just this fragile little blonde lady.
Oh.
You eventually run into some people who are not working for the Penguin. They actually work for the local mob boss, Falcone, saying that they're here making a deal with the Penguin, but they really don't care for him. Pointing you in the right direction, they say that Falcone will be in your debt if you take out the Penguin right now. You tell them that you don't want any favors from the Falcones, thank you very much. In the next room, you find Penguin torturing the son of the Falcone crime family with a cattle prod,
Whoa.
telling him that the Falcones are going to be getting out of the weapons trade if they know what's good for them. A batarang knocks the shock rod out of Penguin's hands, announcing your arrival, as you attack the goons that are here to protect the Penguin while he tortures the criminal mini-boss.
Oh,
All while Penguin hides in a corner, telling his men to save him.
he's so shameful.
You take them out and grab Penguin by the throat, holding him high over your head. Beating him with your free hand, you demand answers about Black Mask and where he's hiding. Penguin gives you a location, but is interrupted when a rope wraps around your legs, pulls you to the ground, and drags you away.
My, someone just got themselves lassoed.
Ultimately, lifting you into the air where you dangle upside down. Deathstroke appears with a fresh, new katana pointed at your neck. You punch him while hanging, grab the sword from his hand, and cut the rope holding you upside down.
This is so embarrassing for Deathstroke. You have like one deal and you fucked it up royally in front of Penguin, who we all know is a yapper.
He keeps getting his weapons taken from him. He is terrible at this. When you land, you toss the deadly weapon as Deathstroke pulls out a second one, circling you for battle back in the fight pit. Being as armored as you are, it's a hell of a fight. But once you knock off his helmet, he starts taking a lot more damage much more quickly. You take him out, but during the battle, Penguin manages to escape deeper into the ship.
He's a slippery bird.
You chase him to a big metal door, but can't get it open. A projector screen lights up, and Penguin can be seen sitting in the lap of luxury, surrounded by a harem of women tending to his needs, while he laughs at your attempts to break down the impenetrable barrier. You're like, whatever, you already got the information you needed from him about Black Mask, so you leave him to his little floating kingdom.
He really said, you know what, man, it's Christmas. Have a freebie on me.
Yeah, he's clearly prepping for a New Year's Eve party next week anyway, based on the decorations you've been finding.
I like that he's already over Christmas also.
You go to the location Penguin said, and it's swarming with police. Tapping into their scanner, you hear them say that they found the dead body of Black Mask.
Ooh.
With fingerprint and forensic evidence that the Penguin killed him.
Ooh.
You're confused because why would the Penguin send you to a murder that he committed?
Kind of like a brag, right?
Time for detective mode.
Yeah.
You get to the scene of the crime and start to investigate. First off, while the dead body is wearing a black mask, it's a couple days old, and you can't run any kind of DNA analysis from here, so it's impossible to tell if it's really him right now. But the body of Black Mask's girlfriend is very identifiable.
Oh no.
As she hangs from the chandelier by her wrists, the long draping sleeves of her dress turning her into an angel as she dangles lifelessly.
Oh.
A burn spot in the center of the room indicates a Molotov cocktail was thrown, but it burned up where it landed instead of lighting the whole place on fire, probably in an effort to destroy evidence. The reason the cops said Penguin did it is because his fingerprints were found, as well as the angle from which all shots were fired. The problem you notice is that the prints are on top of the soot left over from the fire, which means he was here after the murders.
Yeah.
Not good, but that also doesn't make him the killer necessarily.
So kind of good, but just really weird.
Yeah. It becomes clear based on the spread of destruction that there were two attackers, each one going after a separate victim. One snuck up on Black Mask. The other snuck up on the girlfriend. You find her cell phone and check her messages. Inside, you find messages between she and Black Mask, discussing someone named the Joker.
You're joking.
With the girlfriend saying she's scared, but Black Mask saying he's no one that matters. None of this makes sense to you. The Joker isn't a criminal that you've ever heard of. And this body is days old, while you saw Black Mask an hour ago. Something very strange is going on. You're going to need to get into the GCPD's top secret files to see if there's any info on this Joker character. So you head back to the Batcave for some equipment to help you break into the police department in a way that won't seriously cripple any of the officers working there.
Allegedly.
Just incapacitate them for a short period of time.
Stretch that workers' comp out real thin.
Alfred suggests some concussion grenades that you've developed for just this sort of outing.
Specifically for concussions, because it'll give you one, and then you'll go to sleep for the long sleep. This is not good.
Not at all, right? I bet Batman has inadvertently killed a lot of people that he just doesn't realize.
Oh, fully. And because he's in a comic book superhero world, if you die off screen, it doesn't really matter.
It doesn't count, right?
Yeah, so he's like, this is fine. That's not my panel, not my problem.
You get to the station and using some low-impact explosives, blow a hole through a wall. You can hear a couple cops notice the sound, but they blow it off as another water pipe bursting.
They 100% knew it was you. They wanted nothing to do with it. Do you know what kind of paperwork you have to do if you run into Batman as a cop?
There's a separate form from HR just about that.
Entirely.
Normally, these guys would report it, but it is the end of their shift, and their new boss, Gordon, isn't as cool as their old one, Loeb.
Yeah, Gordon would make you do all the paperwork tonight on Christmas.
Loeb literally died an hour ago and is already replaced. Which your job will also do in the event of your death. So keep that in mind when your boss is asking you to work unpaid overtime.
Bow, bow, bow.
You sneak through some seriously gigantic air vents that you barely have to squat inside.
Batman's like 6'4",
He's
like 225, all muscle.
Gigantic and wears metal.
You know how hard that was for Bruce Willis in fucking the other Christmas property,
Right.
Die Hard? It is a Christmas tradition to shove your ass through an air vent, though, so I can respect that.
And in this case, Batman should go barefoot because he's wearing fucking combat boots.
Real clanky. I have a batarang. Ho, ho, ho.
That's good. Well, you overhear the newly in charge Captain Gordon giving a rundown on the night to his men. Killer Croc is detained, and they received a report that Deathstroke is tied up and waiting to be taken in as well. Killer Croc has spilled the beans about the bounty on Batman's head and told them about the 8 assassins going after it. Which makes one of the cops go, "Where do I sign up?"
Oh my god.
After hearing that, you get a little more vicious in subduing the next officer you find in your way.
Good Batman. Very good.
Alfred reminds you that they're city employees and it's best not to hospitalize them.
Batman also is a tax-paying billionaire. He's one of the rare ones. This is a work of fiction.
Right.
And he would genuinely be responsible for paying for this. Alfred is watching his bag.
You spit back that these cops are as corrupt as they come.
Get him, girl.
Plus, he was in your way.
She's so cunty.
Alfred doesn't agree with your approach, saying you never know when you might need the help of the police someday. But in the meantime, you have an objective, and he encourages you to keep focused on that instead of letting them get to you. Which is hard to do, especially when you walk into the next room and find 3 keepers of the peace excitedly watching body cam footage of themselves beating someone up like it's a sporting event, while one of them says, "Man, I hate the homeless."
Jesus Christ!
You make sure it'll be a few days before they see their families again before exiting.
I love Batman.
You eventually find a room with a dozen officers having a discussion. One of them saying they worked it out with Black Mask. If this ragtag group of Proud Boys takes down the Bat, they can split the $50 million bounty amongst them.
These motherfuckers.
A statement that is met with silence. Knowing how stupid the men he's with are, he explains that it means early retirement if they pull it off. This makes the group of men cheer in excitement.
Smaller words, maybe pictures if possible.
Not knowing you're inches away from them, listening to every word. Unfortunately, they are on their home turf and heavily armed. If you attack them, the other cops come running, and it won't matter what you heard, because the others wouldn't have. All they would see is Batman beating up cops, and that would make them respond accordingly. So you leave them be for now, and continue toward the server room to search through their files. Sneaking around, you eventually see the man you dropped onto the Christmas tree being interrogated about a device called a disruptor.
He's not in the hospital?
Not yet.
Oh, okay.
He's being very antagonistic toward the investigator, saying he knows he takes bribes from the Penguin and to just let him out of here. It's none of his business what the Disruptor does.
People aren't using the Christmas card enough. The way I would be crying, saying, I was supposed to be Santa at the orphanage and you're preventing...
orphanage.
Like the really sad kid one, too. You know, all those kids they just have the big droopy eyes, man.
Right.
I was their Santa. You're fucking their lives up way worse.
Ruining their Christmas.
Yeah.
You interrupt the questioning by taking out the crooked cop. Seeing you subdue an officer of the law scares the fuck out of the punk, and you lift him up by the throat once more, asking what the Disruptor is and where you can find it.
He's got to hit you with we have to stop meeting like this.
He doesn't, and he should.
Like, they're flirting.
He refuses, and you tell him that you can talk about it up on the rooftop if he prefers. He relents and tells you that it jams weapons, overrides electronic locks, that sort of thing. It's how they broke into Blackgate Prison. Right now, it's an evidence lockup. The cops don't know how it works, and they could potentially set it off, disabling all their own weapons and releasing anyone they have locked up here.
Oh.
Then he asks if you will finally let him go, and you knock him out in response.
He's dead. This is where he dies. There's so much blood rushing through his skull. I'm not comfortable with this guy.
You cannot be knocked unconscious that many times, especially in a single night.
It's been 90 minutes between incidents.
Going through some more vents, you overhear Gordon arguing in an office with a young woman named Barbara.
Oh.
Gordon is trying to explain that he works within a system, with Barbara yelling back that the system is broken.
Yeah, man.
Storming off with Jim chasing her. Unsure what any of that meant, you continue forward. You sneak past some holding cells, where you hear some prisoners discussing what they'll do if they get their hands on the Disruptor, saying they'll make it look like the cops fucked up and release everyone, causing a riot. One prisoner named Venom speaks up, saying that if they want a prison riot, they only need to let him out.
Ooh.
Venom wears a black hood over his head and has green tubes running into his veins as he stands menacingly from behind bars. Fortunately, you get to the Disruptor and take possession of it from the evidence room. Unfortunately, they managed to get Venom out of his cell without it, and he was right. By the time you return to the same room you were in 2 minutes earlier, there's a full-blown prison riot going down with guards hanging from the rafters by their necks.
Oh.
And bodies falling from 3 stories up, landing hard on the metal floor.
Jesus Christ, Venom.
The insanely strong Venom, being their ringleader, you go after him.
Oh.
But you can't hurt him at all. He's so tough.
Because he's a symbiote?
Well, this is when you realize that the green tubes must be the source of his strength. So you focus on removing them. This works, and you're able to defeat Venom and his fellow prisoners, saving the very few remaining cops from giving their children the worst Christmas ever.
Fuck.
Now that the precinct is under siege, you walk around a bit more openly, fighting your way to the computer room. Once inside, you find one other person in there already. That young woman, Barbara. Having heard her say the system is broken, you figure she must be on your side, so you tell her straight up what you're looking for, assuming she's done this before. Using one of your gadgets, you hack into the computer. She sees it and calls out what it is, part by part, showing off her tech and hacking skills in the process. You tell her that level of knowledge is dangerous for a girl her age to have. She asks why you do what you do, and you tell her that you made a promise. But you're interrupted by a gas canister entering the room and going off. You tell her to run while you sneak off into a vent. She runs out to the cops with her hands in the air going, "You idiots, it's me." They ask who she was talking to, and she says, "It was Siri, you fucking Luddites. What decade do you live in?" In order to use the hacking device you left installed, you'll need to hardwire into the telecom cables that run through the sewers under Gotham City Police Department. You'll need to leave the building and enter through a manhole cover. So you take an elevator to the roof where you can jump off. Nobody ever expects that exit strategy. As soon as the door opens, Gordon is on the other side.
Oops.
Who draws his gun instinctively. You knock it from his hands and put him in a headlock, saying you don't want to hurt him and are on the same side.
This is some little brother, big brother shit.
Right?
You knock the toy out of his hand and put him in a headlock immediately. I know Bruce Wayne is canonically an only child, but this is some brother shit.
Then you let him go, and Gordon shouts back that his side works within the law and doesn't leave suspects in casts and missing teeth.
Yes, you do. That's the thing. We just saw a bunch of cops giggling about it.
You tell him that if that were true, you wouldn't be here.
Okay, thank you, Batman.
Some of the cops you recognize from the Dirty Dozen out for your bounty come busting into the room. They tell Gordon to move so they can open fire. He tells them to stand down. He has you under control. But you know that these men will happily mow Jim down for $50 million and call it an accident.
Ugh.
So you drop a smoke bomb, grab Gordon, and protect him, while the three men open fire.
Aww.
After disabling them, you leave Gordon alone to deal with what his side just did to him.
Good.
As you enter the sewer, Alfred sends you a download of the layout for you, asking you to please avoid any muck while you're down there.
Don't get near the muck.
It's not like he can take the bat suit to the dry cleaners. It's hand wash only, and Alfred is the only pair of hands you employ.
Alfred's very funny.
He's hilarious in this game, I gotta be real.
I like that he hates Bruce Wayne.
A little bit, right? I
I-
think he has just not gotten used to him being Batman yet. He thought he would, like, get over it after a year, but, like, we're 2 years in now, and he's, like, still really into it.
He's like, I thought this would be like the model train sets you were into, buddy. What the fuck is this?
Yeah, I thought this would be, like, a small fixation of yours, but
Yeah.
fuck, you really went all in on this Batman thing.
It's not a phase, Alfred.
This is me now.
And he's just like, shut up. It's Christmas. Don't get my shit dirty. I hate you.
In the sewers, you run into Black Mask's men, which is strange. He's all about power suits and looking nice, meaning his men dress accordingly. You weren't expecting to see them in the sewers. Turns out they were already down here hacking into GCPD, monitoring them.
Ooh.
So after beating them down, you just use their computers to access your hacking device.
It'd be a shame if it went to waste.
In doing so, you finally get the answers you were looking for that tie up all the loose ends from the murder scene. Black Mask's alter ego is that of Roman Sionis.
Oh.
He owns Gotham Merchants Bank and has biometric security that gives him full access to everything contained within.
This guy is 100% partied with Bruce Wayne.
Oh, 100%.
This guy owns a bank. They probably went to rich brat school together.
Yeah, they sat next to each other in math class.
Fully.
Someone attacked his girlfriend and hung her from the chandelier as bait.
Oh.
Being a paranoid rich man, Black Mask sent a decoy into his apartment first, which is who the assailant murdered.
Ah.
Black Mask, expecting an attack, snuck in through the balcony, catching the murderer off guard. But the person got the best of Black Mask, beat him up, and dragged him out of the room.
Oh.
Then turned back and threw the Molotov, but not before forcing Black Mask to shoot his dangling girlfriend through the chest while lying on the ground,
Oh.
which is one of the reasons why the cops thought Penguin killed her. He's so short, the angle lined up.
Mm.
You realize that the only name you've heard so far is someone called the Joker. That's who is scaring the girlfriend, so that's who you're determined to track down. Alfred tells you there is zero record of anyone going by that moniker, so he must be new to Gotham. When you arrive at the Gotham Merchants Bank, you find dead bodies scattered everywhere,
Oof.
some having been killed with Christmas decorations.
Thank you for recognizing the holidays in this sequence. It's been a while. Let me remind you that it's Christmas right now.
Like a giant candy cane being shoved down someone's throat or being strung up by twinkling lights.
What a whimsical way to be murdered.
You drop in on Black Mask and his boys, unloading the massive bank vault into an armored vehicle. You ask where the Joker is, and he says he's never heard of him. Then walks over to the bank manager and asks her if she's ever heard of the Joker. The bank manager is very professional in appearance, with the exception of a wide smile across her face. She laughs like a hyena, saying she has no idea what he's talking about. A man is seen on the ground with a burlap sack over his head and his hands tied behind his back. The white pinstripe suit he's wearing is identical to Black Mask's.
Ooh.
Black Mask asks him if he's heard of the Joker. Pulling off the sack, the face of Roman Sionis is revealed.
Bruce Wayne's best friend.
And the alter ego of Black Mask. He yells at the man wearing his mask, saying he'll never get away with stealing from him. The man in the mask loses it, pistol whipping Roman, asking why he can't just play along. All while the bank manager hostage laughs hysterically in the background. After kicking Roman in the face and knocking him out, the fake Black Mask orders his men to throw the real one in the armored truck with the money. Finally, he removes his black mask, revealing the vibrant green hair, white skin, and clown-like smile of the Joker.
Man bat. Fuck.
You put it all together and realize he is the one who hired the assassins. He's been pretending to be Black Mask this whole time. You tell him that he has you and to let the bank manager go, all while she continues cackling.
Oh, that's so menacing.
Joker says that life would be so simple if all he wanted was you, but he has much larger plans. Then he throws the howling hostage at you, saying, "Have a laugh on me," as he shoots you, landing 2 shots.
Ooh.
On his way out, he detonates a bomb, and you do your best to shield the innocent woman from the blast. You come to, staring into her dead, smiling face.
Oh, God.
You retreat to the shadows, just as the Joker's men come looking to confirm the kill. When they report back that even though he shot you, blew you up, and brought part of a building down on top of you, your body is missing. He tells his men either kill the bat, or he kills them. The Joker already killed a quarter of Black Mask's men during his takeover of the gang. The other 3/4 fell in line after that.
Oh, fuck.
You go to one of Black Mask's bases, figuring Joker is taking it over to see if you can find more info. You discover that Black Mask had been following Joker for some time now. Black Mask had pretty much given up an active life of crime after having a pacemaker installed a short while ago.
He was winding down. He's like, man, I'm in my big age. I've got my girl.
Yeah.
I'm ready to retire from crime.
He noticed Joker collecting chemicals for a large explosive and intervened, making you realize you now have to save one supervillain from the even more dangerous supervillain so you can figure out how to stop whatever he's planning.
And that's your boy, you know.
All while avoiding supervillain assassins.
Right. Bane's out here somewhere.
Just another Christmas Eve for Batman.
Ho, ho, ho.
You find where Black Mask is being held, hearing his former men taunt him, saying he should have given them that raise they were asking for, shouldn't he? You take out the guards and enter the cell where Black Mask is being held, chained to the wall. You let him down and ask where the Joker is. He tells you to go to hell. So, you break a couple of his ribs. While you beat him down, one of the 8 assassins, the mysterious Copperhead, sneaks up on you from above, moving sneakily through the rafters like a snake about to strike. You continue wailing on Black Mask, but he refuses to answer, saying that after what Joker did to him, it's nothing compared to what you're doing now. The Joker will die by his hands. He will not let you take him down.
Yeah.
You pull a computer on your wrist, telling him you can remotely deactivate his pacemaker from here.
Whoa. That's some cyberpunk body hacking type shit. That's crazy.
But before you can, Copperhead strikes. Black Mask tells her that he'll pay whatever price she wants to kill you. She laughs, saying she knows about the Joker. He has no kingdom to offer. Black Mask is like, whatever, and fucks off while the two of you fight.
He's such a baby. He's like stomping his fist and he's like, you know what? Fine. I don't even fucking care. Like,
Yeah.
pouts on his way out.
She scratches you with her long nails, and you immediately feel faint.
Poison nails like in holes.
You ask what she did, and she says that she killed you. In a few short minutes, the poison will work its way through your body, and you'll die. Then she runs off.
I love the archetype of the sexy female assassin with snakes. We get it in
Right?
Kill Bill, we get it here, we get it in Bullet Train. It's fantastic every time I see it.
Love it. You scan the poison to analyze it so you can synthesize an antidote. Alfred tells you to head outside so he can airdrop you a cure, which proves to be difficult as you trip balls, stumbling and stammering through the old steel mill. The poison torturing you with visions of Alfred calling you useless, of Commissioner Loeb dying, saying if you had done more than just stand there, he'd still be alive.
He has a point.
Of the smiling bank manager blaming you for her death as well. You have to fight Copperhead while seeing visions of 30 of her trying to stay alive. After the fight, you beg Alfred to find a skylight, and he sends the cure into the building, which you inject at the very last possible second. With your newfound strength, you tie up Copperhead and throw her into a shipping container for someone to deal with later. She tells you that Joker is having a meeting with all the assassins, and that if you let her go, she'll tell you where it is. You say she already did, and leave her to rot. Alfred was able to lock onto Electrocutioner's location thanks to his shock fists.
Oh, they connected, yeah.
That will show you where the meeting is. You manage to track them down to the Gotham Royal Hotel, which they've taken over entirely. Breaking into the security room, you find their meeting, where Joker is still parading as the Black Mask. The rest of the assassins are there listening in on his rants.
Big ass Bane raiding the mini fridge.
He quickly reveals himself to be the Joker early into the meeting. Electrocutioner jumps up asking who the hell he thinks he is.
Like he just said, the Joker. He just went over this, man.
Joker tells him that he's the man with the money and the gun. Then he starts firing it indiscriminately around, barely missing Electrocutioner as he does. He pushes Electrocutioner into a wheelie office chair and tells him that when he hires someone to kill the Batman, he expects them to kill the Batman. Then he kicks the chair backward, sending the Electrocutioner through the window and soaring out the 50th floor.
Honestly, hell yeah.
Electrocutioner screams for his life before it's cut short right in front of you, 50 floors down. Back at the meeting, Joker adjourns the group, telling them to go and kill the Bat. Everyone departs, except for Bane. Joker tells him to run along, and Bane says no. Batman will be coming after the Joker soon, so he's just going to wait for it to happen, and then he'll kill him.
Kill smarter, not harder.
Joker likes the idea of having a giant bodyguard and allows him to stick around. Looking at the dead body of the Electrocutioner, you realize he doesn't need his electric gloves anymore, so you take them for yourself.
That's a very good loot.
You scale the hotel to reach the Joker and Bane, but this place has been ransacked and destroyed, turned into a Joker at Christmas time haven. There are wrapped gifts, decorations, armed personnel, a roller coaster, TV monitors, and all sorts of other goofy shit waiting to kill you.
He installed a roller coaster.
A full roller coaster.
Are we talking wooden? Are we talking like
wooden,
the figure
yeah,
eight?
it's a little.
It's a wooden coaster.
It's a wooden roller coaster, almost like a minecart ride.
That's ridiculous. I love it.
He got all the circus stuff from an out-of-service amusement park.
Famously.
You should have seen the shocking look on the previous owner's face when he shook hands on it.
Bum.
Joker taunts you through the monitors throughout the hotel, goading you along the way. You have to rescue hotel employees and Saw-like carnival-themed booby traps.
He just wants to play a game.
But the Joker likes to remind you that his kill to your rescue count is still way off.
He's such a competitive shooting gamer player. He's like, yeah, what's your kill count, bud?
As you continue through it, you notice a lot of explosives, enough to bring down the whole building. Eventually, you find a countdown attached to a New Year's Eve clock a few days from now. You attempt to hack it, but it changes from a few days from now to a few seconds from now.
Batman, come the fuck on.
Joker laughs, saying, "You just couldn't wait until New Year's, could you?" You dive out the window just in time as the room you're in explodes. Fortunately, it's not the whole building, just where you're located. Outside the window, a news helicopter is flying, and you manage to grab onto the bottom sled, where news reporter Vicky Vale is shocked by what she just witnessed. After a couple years of rumors, they now have confirmed footage of Batman.
Oh.
You dive off the helicopter and land on a section of the hotel where armed men are waiting. The helicopter retreats to a safer distance so Vicky can capture the story of her career. Down below, you beat up the baddies and head back inside the hotel to find the Joker. Alfred suggests calling that Gordon fellow from the police department. He seems like a good man and could help you. You tell him you don't need anyone's help and hang up on him.
He says to his personal butler.
Right.
I don't need any help, but could you leave those cookies out for real? I really don't want Santa to miss the Batcave.
You get in the elevator that will take you to the Joker's penthouse suite and decide to ride up from the top of the elevator. It arrives, and Bane is there to greet it. He sees the empty elevator and enters. He shakes his head and reaches up, punching through the roof of the elevator, grabs your leg, and pulls you down, slamming you into the ground.
This saved you nothing. Did it help? No.
Not at all.
Did it only get you thrown really, really hard? Yes.
He manhandles you like a rag doll, tossing you about. Bane throws you through a door, and you land at the feet of the Joker, who is surrounded by a bunch of detonation plungers, each with a different building's name written on them.
And I'm sure they look goofy as fuck. He loves like a Looney Tunes ass aesthetic.
Oh, fully. They are designed Joker style entirely.
And I know this game is a little bit grittier. It's a very like black and gray and maybe some reds in there. Like it's a dark toned game.
But when Joker's around.
And he's just flamboyantly like, fucking I love neon. I am preppy as shit.
So much neon. He welcomes you. That reminds Bane that he gets you for 1 minute before Bane gets to kill you, while tapping the plunger marked Royal Hotel. Joker says it's so rude of Bane. In Joker's house, it was always tradition that you open one present on Christmas Eve. Then he dances over to the series of plungers and says, "How about this one?" Then he pushes it down, and a skyscraper 2 blocks away explodes in a fireball.
Oh.
You grab him and lift him in the air, asking how many lives he just took. Joker says, "None, I think." That building was still under construction. It was just blocking the view for the real show.
He has a heart, you dick. Come on.
You throw him, but he grabs another plunger while flying through the air. He places his palm on it and says, "This one, on the other hand." You punch him, and he drops it laughing. You mount him and begin to ground and pound while he just giggles. Then you get knocked across the room as Bane punches you in the face. He lifts you high in the air and says that with your death, he will find peace. Then he throws you out the window. You land only a couple dozen feet down, crashing through a skylight into a room below. Bane joins you, removing his shirt, revealing the same green tubes Venom was wearing before.
Ooh.
Bane pushes a pump, and it fills him with pure strength. Having dealt with this shit before, you aim for the hoses first, knowing you are no match for Bane otherwise. Alfred, who is watching your vitals go haywire as you try to fight this brute, says he doesn't care what you say, he's calling in Gordon.
Oh.
You tell him no, but are cut short by a blow from Bane that sends you outside into the snow.
Oof.
Joker joins you, watching from above while Bane battles you. As Joker makes quips, Bane tells him that he's next.
He's so over hanging out with this guy.
The fight goes on so long, Gotham City PD shows up in helicopters. Joker welcomes them to the party by pulling out a machine gun and opening fire.
Welcome to the party, pal.
They shoot back, killing a bunch of henchmen, and even hitting Bane, but not killing him.
Bane's massive. He'll be fine.
Suddenly, 2 rockets fly in from nowhere, and both helicopters explode.
Rockets!
2 more helicopters arrive, this time to pick up Bane, his own men.
Oh, shit.
He jumps on one, and Joker asks where he's going, then opens fire on them. Bane picks up the rocket launcher that took out the helicopters and aims at the Joker.
He is so sick of him.
Who just smiles and opens his arms wide, welcoming the rocket. The explosion blasts him off the top of the building and he laughs maniacally as he plummets toward the ground. You see him fall and dive off the building to rescue the lunatic clown. When you catch him, he's surprised and resists. So you punch him a few times on the way down. You crash down into the foyer of the hotel, where a couple men were already standing guard. They join you two and hold their guns at you while the Joker stands up with a pistol of his own. He asks why you did that, then shoots the two henchmen in the head. He tells you they were both very bad men who deserved death, much like himself. He puts the gun to his temple, goes to pull the trigger, and you punch him in the face, knocking him out of the way of his own bullet, just as the police enter the building. They yell, "Don't move, freak!" Joker looks up and says, "I think they're talking to you." From above, the Batwing comes into view, you shoot your grappling hook up at it, and it flies away with you as the police shoot in your direction.
That's cool.
Gordon enters the scene, looks around at the chaos, and says, he got away, didn't he?
Thank you, Detective Gordon. You are putting your detective skills to use.
Then he points at the Joker and tells him to take him to Blackgate. As they're throwing him in the car, they ask Joker where his partner went. He's confused. What partner?
Harley Quinn.
They say the Bat.
Oh.
Who else would jump off a building to save his sorry ass? Joker mutters to himself that he was actually wondering the same thing. A couple hours pass, and we're at Blackgate Prison. Joker is strapped to a table by his wrists and ankles. A blonde woman in a white lab coat enters the room.
Oh no, I was joking earlier.
Showing remorse for him, saying that the cops are always beating up the sick and defenseless. The Joker asks if she's ever had a really bad day. She asks what he means by that. And the Joker starts to look back, saying that there's nothing more cruel than memory. Joker sees a memory of booing and jeering as he stands on a stage and people throw things at him, telling him to get off. Then he jumps into the audience and begins to beat the ever-living shit out of them. The psychologist asks Joker to do some word association with her, starting with acceptance. Joker laughs, saying it's his favorite stage of grief.
That's actually a very good joke that got me.
She laughs too, asking him to be serious for the next one. Fate. The vision Joker sees is now of himself, wearing a red hood that completely covers his face, and has a long red cape. He's being told to do something by a large man. He explains that his life, he always felt, was run by fate, leading him down a path he never really understood. While he says this, you play as the Red Hood, walking through an almost platforming-style section.
Oh.
Walking through the madhouse of the Joker's mind. The one thing Joker understood about this path was that he was on it alone. He was strange, weird, and even in a crowd of screwballs, he stood out. Until tonight. He met someone new. Fate's conclusion. Now it feels like he has someone to share the journey with him. Something he's sure the shrink could never relate to. And she corrects him, saying she gets the feeling she might.
Oh, no, girl.
As Red Hood, he approaches a vat of swirling green liquid. A giant bat monster approaches behind him, lifts him high into the air, and throws him into it, where he gets pulled under and spit out into the Gotham sewers. Removing the Red Hood, the Joker stares into a puddle of water, only to see Batman staring back at him through it. He says he felt he could relate to someone for the first time in his entire life. Something he's never felt before. The psychiatrist asks who this special person he met is. Joker says that honestly, he has no idea what their true name is yet. The doctor says, well, my name is Harleen. Harleen Quinzel.
Clayface. Fuck.
Joker asks if her friends call her Harley. She says she doesn't have any friends. Joker responds, well, Harley, you have one now.
And that's all it took.
And then begins laughing his evil laugh.
This bitch fell for that.
In one sitting.
That's it.
And here's the thing. She fully thought he was talking about her the entire time.
Yeah.
Like, clearly, she thought he was saying her, and he's talking about Batman.
Fully. And she's like, I'm being love bombed, and I love it. And he's like, I want to bomb Batman.
Oh, it's great. She is just as nuts as he is. I love it.
I love that it is always this thing where Joker will never have enough space in his heart for her, and she is dedicating everything to this man who could not give a fuck about her.
That is fully their dynamic, and I love that about them.
I hate seeing it in real life, and I keep seeing it.
I do like that the animated series took that seriously, though.
Mm-hmm.
The Harley Quinn one. I did like that a lot.
That is a fun show.
Yeah.
And she does get over it. Like, that show does start with her being like, wait a minute, this guy fucking sucks.
Yeah.
What's up with Poison Ivy?
Right. Anyway, the Joker's laughs echo on the night air as you fly through the sky in the Batwing, reliving your first real encounter with the Joker. You enter the Batcave and begin to walk through it. But the world around you changes, becoming a side street famously referred to in Gotham as Crime Alley. While walking down it, you watch as a man and a woman are murdered in front of their young son.
Oh.
Dropping to your knees on top of the chalk outline of the victims' bodies, you hear Barbara ask, "Why do you do what you do?" Alfred enters the scene, snapping you back to reality, asking if you'll eat your Christmas dinner now that the Joker is behind bars.
Alfred is so proud of this fucking dinner.
This really is,
This
right?
is the third time he's brought it up. He brought it down. He's like, can I heat it up for you? And he's like, okay, man, it's getting fucking cold.
Yeah. I spent 4 hours cooking this fucking turkey.
I did beef Wellington, man.
Oh my God, right?
I bought Gordon Ramsay's masterclass. You're going to eat this shit.
We went to finishing school together. Are you kidding me? You tell him Bane is still out there, no thanks to Alfred calling in the cops, and that the tracker you put on his helicopter should lead you to him.
This man has done nothing but cook for you and love you, you asshole.
Oh, he's a full asshole, isn't he? You head back to the Batwing, and Alfred chases after you, saying, Bruce? Bruce? Bruce!
Ooh.
Stop right there, young man. You are in over your head with these assassins. You're not some hardened vigilante. You're a trust fund kid with too much anger.
Abso-fucking-lutely, Alfred.
He will not stand by and watch you die. You tell him that he still sees the kid whose shoes he tied, the teenager being driven to his first date. Every night, he stays here while you're out there being the only thing actually stopping crime. Alfred says, you may be, but you snap, not maybe, I am. When someone thinks twice before committing a crime, it's because of me. That's why assassins are after you. You are the reason criminals breathe easier when the sun comes up. Tonight will not be your end, but it will be theirs. You storm off and blast back into the city.
You're not my dad.
You track Bane's hideout, and it's pretty terrifying for you. He has a Pepe Sylvia wall with Batman and Bruce Wayne all over it.
Also, I like the image of Bane just cutting out little pieces of paper.
It was actually a digital one, unfortunately. Yeah.
Now I want to see him with the safety scissors and cutting things and going, this is really good newspaper clipping. I got these big ass beefy hands and I'm going to be really careful about cutting these and putting them together. He's got a digital board. That's fine. But good for Bane. Good organization skills.
You panic and destroy what you see immediately. You call Alfred and warn him that Bane knows who you are and that he's not safe at Wayne Manor.
Bane figured it out?
You tell him to secure himself in the Batcave. It's the safest place in all of Gotham City right now. On the way, you hear on the police scanner that Firefly is causing trouble at the Pioneers Bridge. He doesn't realize Joker is in jail yet, and therefore there's no bounty any longer. He's just trying to lure you out, not wanting anyone to get hurt. You oblige his bait. Firefly has booby-trapped the bridge to explode should any cops show up. So you pull Firefly away from it to keep him distracted, and once he's gone, you sneak over to where the cops have their base camp so you can warn Gordon about the trap. He doesn't trust you, saying that Firefly is only doing this because of that bounty on your head. If you turn yourself into the police, he'll stop.
He has a point.
Right? Then he orders his men to advance on the bridge. You tell him to cancel that order. He has no idea how many men will die if they go out there. He tells you to shut the hell up. He'll do what he wants. So you set out to disable the bombs.
There you go.
Even though you find out the dirty dozen are the cops he's sending out there.
Son of a bitch.
The cops end up getting taken captive anyway. They're so inept. After you disarm the bombs, you rescue them, explaining that the Joker is in jail and the bounty is off. The leader says he knows, but he has a score to settle anyway, and takes a swing on you after you save his life.
This fucking prick.
You headbutt him, saying you're giving him the rest of the night off.
You headbutt him. That's so I could not care less. I won't even fold my fingers into a ball. I'm just going to hit you with the first thing I have, and that's my head.
I'm going to attack your face with my face.
Your face with my face.
You finally confront Firefly himself on the bridge after all the bombs are down, and have an epic battle. Eventually, you grapple him, pull him down, rip his wings off, and punch him in the face until he's out. Gordon finds Firefly hanging upside down and all his men alive, thinking maybe he misjudged you. While he's alone, you approach from above, saying that with his help, this could have gone a lot smoother. He says he doesn't take orders from vigilantes, and you say you don't take orders from cops. Gordon bends down to pick something up and says that the two of you could probably make a decent team if you listen to each other. But for the first time of what will be many in his life, when he looks up, you're gone.
Get used to it, bud.
You call Alfred to let him know you're on the way, but Bane answers instead.
Shut up.
Saying to come home, Bruce, say your goodbyes. Then come and face him. If you hurry, you may be able to hear Alfred's final words.
Oh, that's fucking diabolical.
You tear ass back to the cave and search for the man who raised you. You find him under the remains of the Batmobile at the bottom of the cave. You reach him in time to hear him say, "Don't add me to the weight you carry."
Oh, honey.
Then he takes his final breath as you stand over him sobbing. The world around you flashes to Crime Alley, your father's body replacing Alfred's. You scream out, "No, you can't accept this." Using the electrocutioner's gloves,
Stop.
you begin shocking Alfred, determined to bring him back.
Yeah, but he died of blood hemorrhage, so electricity won't help here. What the fuck? He got a car on top of him.
Finally, he coughs.
Oh, come on.
And you tell him he'll be all right.
No, he won't. He's dead.
You put him in a hospital bed that you keep down here to recover, and he says to go. He understands now why you do what you do.
Yeah, he's concussed.
You wonder how you can protect Gotham when you can't even protect your own home. You go to the Bat computer and turn off the police scanner, not wanting to hear the suffering going on out there anymore. Alfred stands up out of bed, saying, "You can't give up now."
This is a hallucination because Alfred's legs are broken. What is Bane known for? Breaking spines. Are you telling me he wouldn't practice that on Alfred? Alfred's like, it's like a pretzel, and it's broken in half. Are you fucking kidding me?
Well, he says, "Not now, not when the city needs you the most." Then he turns the radio back on, just as the dispatcher says, "The Joker has escaped his cell and is leading a riot at Blackgate Prison."
Oh my God.
You put your mask back on as the radio declares that Gordon is asking for help from anyone who is able to provide it.
Did the dispatcher also say, "Wink, wink, that means you, Batman"?
No, but she did repeat, anyone. Alfred says, "They need you." You respond, "No, they need us."
Oh, he's gonna put Alfred in the bat suit.
No, he's just learning to collaborate finally.
Oh, they'd be funnier this way, though.
You get in the Batwing and fly to Blackgate while Alfred takes his place as guy in the chair. It's pure chaos when you arrive, with prisoners running amok. They even took the pretty blonde psychiatrist hostage, so you have to save her.
No, you don't. Let her. She's exactly where she wants to be.
When you do, you ask if she's okay, and she responds, "What's it to ya?"
Ugh, you gotta do the accent.
"What's it to ya?"
There it is. It's so good. It's juicy.
You explain that she was almost killed. Occupational hazard is all she has to say to that.
They warn you in therapy school.
Then points you in the direction of the Joker, saying he's waiting for you. You tell her to wait here until the police arrive, and she says, right, because they've done a great job so far. You fight your way through, encountering people you've recently thrown in here, as well as finding lots of job openings for prison guard, as the old ones are hanging lifeless from every corner of the jail.
It's not a good sign when you see what happened to your predecessor in the news under obituary.
You make your way to the center, where the Joker is holding the one-eyed warden hostage at knife point. You tell him to let the man go. Joker wonders how it feels, knowing you had a chance to let him die, and yet you saved him. Since you saved him, he's killed so many people that would have lived if you had let him fall.
Oh.
In fact, he's brought the entire city to its knees, and it's not even Christmas morning yet. So now, he has the best gift ever. Bane walks out, pumped full of venom. Joker explains that Bane has a heart monitor attached to him. Every beat of his heart will power up the electric chair that Joker will be sitting in. When someone dies, the game is over.
Whoa.
Either Joker dies in the chair, you die by Bane's hand, or Bane dies by yours. No matter what, someone is going to die tonight. So who will it be? You give Bane your best, using your old tactics, but he's ready for you. Bane lifts you over his head and brings you down over his knee, snapping your back.
That's his favorite fucking move.
You land hard on the ground, injured to shit. Just then, James Gordon bursts into the scene, gun drawn, telling the men holding the warden to put him down.
Jimmy G to the rescue.
They refuse, so he puts a bullet in each of their shoulders.
Woo.
This takes them out, but doesn't kill them.
Batman rules, baby.
The warden tells him to leave Joker alone. If the chair goes off, then it'll get him too. But Gordon can't help it. He tries to free the Joker, but he gets punched, and the Joker steals his gun, putting it to his head.
God damn it, dude.
He then removes the electric chair's crown and puts it on Gordon's head, saying the two of them will fry together. While this happens, Bane is slowly crushing you to death under his foot, as you can't stand up. Then, you remember the electric fists you got from the electrocutioner and power them up, shocking Bane into letting you go. Then you realize Bane probably has a weak as fuck heart from all the venom he injects, and decide to use the fists to electrocute his heart to try to get it to send him into cardiac arrest and stop the electric chair. Of course this works, exactly as you predicted, and Joker celebrates, thinking Bane is dead. You tell Joker to let Captain Gordon go, and the warden says, yeah, put down the gun. Joker turns the gun on him, saying, how about I put you down instead? He pulls the trigger, and Gordon dies between the two, taking the bullet in the side of his stomach.
Gordon.
Joker laughs, saying he would love to stay and finish the job, but he has about 15 skyscrapers to blow up before morning. Gordon gets up, saying that the Joker has his gun, and you need to stop him from using that gun to commit any crimes. You say you're going to need his help to stop him.
Gordon really looked at Batman, whose back is shattered into pretzel pieces, and said, come on, buddy, rally.
Yeah. Gordon asks why he should help a murderer like you. You tell him Bane isn't dead, he's just in cardiac arrest.
He's not dead yet.
If you resuscitate him now, he'll live. Gordon is impressed that you pulled this whole thing off without anyone dying, and you tell him that that's just how you do things.
No, it's not.
Now fully aware of your moral code, Gordon agrees to help you. As he runs off, you use the gloves that put Bane down to revive him, just like you did with Alfred. The moment Bane's eyes open, he grabs you by the throat, saying you just made a huge mistake.
You really did, honestly.
In his other hand, he pulls a giant syringe full of glowing green venom, which he injects straight into his arm. This causes his muscles to bulge and grow until he's 9 feet tall and made of 700 pounds of pure strength.
That's so fucking cool.
His veins glowing green from the venom. Using some explosives, you blow out the ground under the two of you as your only line of defense. You come out in some tunnels where Bane charges at you, causing you to have to avoid his hits. The goal being to get him to run into walls until he knocks himself out. While the venom works through his body, his muscles are still soft and squishy. But in about 10 minutes, they'll harden and he'll be impossible to defeat, so you need to work quickly. As you work on taking him out, you hear Gordon calling for backup. Joker has him pinned down in death row. You decide that once Bane is down, you'll go help him. After he crashes into a wall and falls to the ground, you let Alfred know you finished him off.
Yeah, well, you didn't. It's a Batman game. But yeah.
Then Bane grabs you and throws you against the wall.
There it is. I could have waited 5 seconds.
Bane walks up to you and unleashes all of his immense strength into a single punch that sends you flying through a brick wall.
And your back was broken 20 minutes ago.
Battered and broken, you stand up, ready to face the already charging bull of a man coming straight for you.
So Batman died a while ago, and this is all delirium. The entire franchise is just a hallucination before he goes to the big white room in the sky.
After some quick thinking and gadget work, you manage to tangle Bane up with your grappling gun and connect it to a power source, causing him to get electrocuted into oblivion.
This is the 3rd time he's been electrocuted in the last 20 minutes? Jesus.
Getting turned on and off, basically.
Yeah.
He awakens, hanging upside down, groggy and defeated, muttering, "He has to find the bat." You walk by saying, "Good luck with that," having finally defeated the unstoppable Bane. Alfred explains that the direct injection of venom he took should fuck with his memory, erasing any knowledge he's gained over the last week or so, including your secret identity. For now, you have to find Captain Gordon and the Joker, as he's now saying over the radio that the Warden has been shot and is down. You find the Warden bleeding out and approach him.
Ugh.
He warns that there's a sniper. From a balcony above, Deadshot has you in his sights. Just then, Killer Croc bursts into the room and lifts you up. Deadshot, having a clear position, aims for your head. But Gordon sneaks up behind him and hits him with a bat, causing Deadshot to miss, hitting Killer Croc instead.
Ooh.
Croc says, "Fuck this," and dips out, saying he's done getting shot for no reason.
It is Christmas. He is the only one with respect for the holidays.
Gordon joins you by your side, having beaten down Deadshot into submission, and the two of you take on a swarm of Joker's men together.
That's really impressive for Gordon, though, to take down Deadshot.
You're impressed with Gordon's boxing skills.
Yeah.
And he says he had a rough childhood.
He's on the south side of Gotham.
Also, this doesn't make you friends.
You guys are best friends.
You ask where Joker went, and he says that he is taking sanctuary in the prison's chapel. You enter, and Joker is under the grand stained glass window, cowering. He sees you and says, "Fresh off a kill and wanting some more, are we?" You tell him Bane's not dead. And Joker gets angry, saying that's not funny. You beat on him and he goads you, saying that there's still hope for you yet. Don't you see? The two of you aren't so different. You're exactly what they made you. The Joker makes half-assed attempts to attack you, all in the hopes you'll defend yourself and break your one rule. You beat him down all while he laughs that terrible laugh, shattering windows and smashing him into cement walls. Finally, you put your hands around his throat and begin to squeeze. The Joker smiles wider, finally getting his wish. In his mind's eye, he sees you become the bat monster that threw him into that swirling green vat that turned him into the Joker. But you don't grant him his wish. Instead, you release one hand and bring it down hard on his face,
Batman loves edging.
knocking him out cold as the morning light of Christmas comes shining through the stained glass window of the chapel. Gordon enters, saying that even his best man would have killed the Joker. You tell him the city deserves better cops.
Batman's like, I actually have a list of like 12 people on your force that are pieces of shit, dude.
You hand Gordon back his gun, having taken it from the Joker. Gordon says that his daughter thinks of Batman as a hero. But despite that, he still has to take you in. He says this, pointing his freshly reacquired gun in your face.
Come on, man, be cool.
Someone radios into Gordon, asking if he's okay. Gordon leans slightly to answer into his shoulder-mounted walkie-talkie that he's okay and has the Joker, and you use that split second of distraction to do your famous vanishing act, leaving Gordon wondering just how the hell you did that again.
It's probably a magician.
We next see a montage of Blackgate Prison coming back online. Prisoners being returned to their cells, with some of the bigger named bad guys being in chains as well. Gordon's voice comes over the scene, saying that he's asked himself so many times why he didn't bring you in. He was put in charge of a precinct where all the cops are bastards. But for some reason, he kept hearing a voice in his head that Batman was a hero. He can't change the precinct any more than he can change the city itself. At least, that's what he used to think. We see the Joker being carted away, laughing at the fact Batman managed to stop Bane's heart without killing him, saying that was a good one.
I mean, he got him there.
He's put away in a cell, while his psychiatrist Harleen Quinzel smiles from the other side of the bars at him.
Ugh.
Finally, we see Gordon and Barbara, the daughter who thinks of Batman as a hero, and the reason he didn't bring you in. The two of them watch you fly off into the night, smiling, saying that perhaps the two of you can give this city something to believe. You soar past the screen with a trail of bats in your wake, and the screen fades to black. A post-credits sequence shows the unmasked Deathstroke quietly doing push-ups in his cell. A black woman approaches, sliding him a confidential file, saying to sign the papers. He asks what happens if he doesn't. Amanda Waller, handler of a group known as the Suicide Squad, walks close to the bars and simply says, "You either rot in here, or you work for me," as the scene fades to black.
That's cool.
The end. And that was Batman: Arkham Origins.
That was really fun.
It's a great Batman story, right?
That's a very fun Batman story. You get genuinely a lot of origins. Well named.
Yeah, right? Seriously. And what's hilarious is that you don't go to Arkham Asylum at any point in the game.
It wasn't even mentioned. I thought maybe like, oh, we're going to rename it Blackgate to Arkham, and that's like the ending. They're like, no, that's some different shit.
It's something else entirely, yeah.
That's not a part of this shit.
No, Arkham is... This series created Arkham City, which is different from Gotham City.
Oh, okay.
So think of the first Batman movie. Sorry, I say first Batman movie. Batman Begins.
Yeah.
How there was that island that Arkham was kind of all in. It was kind of like this big crime island.
Okay, yeah.
That's what exists as Arkham City. It's a crime island that is separate from Gotham City itself.
Would you ever move to Gotham?
Never. In a million fucking years. Are you kidding me? That place is a nightmare. In fact, nightmares happen every once in a while as an attack.
Yeah, Scarecrow's in this series. I know that.
Yeah, that happens way later, but yeah.
Okay, but houses are like $200,000.
No, still.
Still? All right, fine.
You're trying to sell me on Detroit, basically. Not gonna happen. And I was born there, so I'm not going back.
I ain't going back.
Well, anyways, Goombas, if you enjoyed that, please make sure that you like us, that you subscribe to us, that you can do all the different things you can, comment, whatever. You can also check out our website, theothercastlepodcast.com.
That's theothercastlepodcast.com. There's links to our Instagram there, our Discord there, our item shop, and of course, our Patreon.
Yes, on our Patreon, we do monthly episodes. For our $2 and above tier, we have The Other Castle side quests.
Woo!
And for our $5 and above tiers, we have The Other Castle Plays Around.
Ooh.
Which sounds a little bit something like this.
Our mics are from Kickstarter. They're not even from a store. No. They're from an inventor in his garage.
Yeah. I gotta say, this is one of the most underrated episodes we got. This deserves a lot more attention.
There's something very horrific that happens to your brain during medical things where you lose track of time entirely.
You do.
You say, "I'm warning you, Seth." Seth laughs and goes, "I'm warning you, Seth." Then he pulls out the glass eye, saying all this fuss over a little old eyeball. Well, you take care of him, apologizing, saying he was a good, if mildly genocidal man.
Ha ha ha! I was in that. Speaking of our patrons, we have a lot to thank for our $5 and above level, starting with Aaron, Daniel, Ellen, Krisha,
Molly, Trenton, Chase, Jutsu,
Exo Triforce, Luigi, Oliver, and JCC. We love you. All of our patrons, including the $2 tier, are listed in the notes.
Yes, they are, so you can check that out. And otherwise, this is Tom and Andrea reminding you.
Yeehaw!
Still on that whole weird Western kick from the beginning, huh?
I'm Cowboy Batman.
And don't skip the cutscenes. Bye!